Welcome to old Buddhist philosophy. Welcome, beloved seekers of wisdom, to old Buddhist philosophy, where ancient numbers, timeless teachings, and cosmic signs come together like rivers merging into the great ocean of truth. Each moment we share here is more than just sound and word. It is vibration, it is energy, it is the whisper of the universe calling us closer to awakening. As the moon moves through its phases and the stars weave their eternal patterns, we are reminded that life is not random, but guided by deeper rhythms, unseen yet ever present. In the sacred silence of meditation, the Buddha once taught that all things are connected, that what seems like chance is often destiny unfolding. And so, through the lens of numerology, we learn to see the secret bridges that carry us from the visible to the invisible, from the ordinary to the miraculous. This week, 6 sacred numbers and a cosmic bonus rise before us, not chosen at random, but rooted in ancient wisdom and foretold by great seers like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. Each number is a lamp along the path, a guidepost to remind us that fortune, transformation, and inner awakening are closer than we think. So sit gently with this moment, breathe deeply, and open your heart to the flow of divine energy. For tonight, the universe offers us not just numbers, but living symbols, each carrying the potential to unlock doors of wealth, wisdom, and awakening. And now, let us begin with the first sacred blessing. Number 21, the Gateway of Fortune. Number 21, the Gateway of Fortune. The first blessing on our journey reveals itself in the sacred number 21, a symbol of new beginnings, balance, and the unfolding of opportunity. In the language of numerology, 21 is not merely a number, it is a doorway, a threshold where the harmony of 2 joins with the independence of 1, weaving together a path that unites cooperation with self-reliance. It is the reminder that true prosperity is never born in isolation. It blossoms when we learn to walk the middle path, balancing our own light with the lights of others. The Buddha once said, "Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened." Number 21 reflects this timeless truth. When we share, when we connect, when we combine our efforts and wisdom, abundance multiplies instead of diminishing. It is a vibration that teaches us that fortune flows not only from what we can do alone, but from what we can create together. Nostradamus often spoke of cycles where alliances would bring hidden treasures to the surface, and Baba Vanga foresaw moments when new opportunities would come disguised within partnerships, friendships, or even fleeting encounters. Number 21 asks us to look beyond the surface, to see that sometimes the greatest doors open not because of force but because of unity. In Buddhism, this is the spirit of Sangha, the sacred community. Just as one cannot walk the eightfold path in isolation, 21 reminds us that destiny often manifests through the hands, voices, and kindness of others. To align with 21 is to honor both self and others, to walk with balance between independence and interdependence. So as this energy unfolds, reflect who is being placed in your path at this time. What connection, what partnership, what moment of unity might hold the key to your next unfolding fortune? And deeper still, are you ready to recognize that the blessing you seek may arrive through another soul crossing your journey? Number 7, the Seeker's Light. The next vibration calls us into silence, for it is the mystical 7, the eternal flame of seekers, monks, sages, and wanderers of the soul. Across the ancient traditions, the number 7 has always stood as a symbol of divine alignment and cosmic completion. The 7 heavens spoken of by mystics, the 7 seas crossed by explorers, the 7 stages of enlightenment revealed in the Buddha's path, and the 7 chakras that form the sacred ladder between body and spirit. It is not coincidence, but sacred design that humanity has always looked to 7 as a number that unlocks the unseen. In the teachings of the Dharma, the seeker must pass through illusions like a traveler crossing a vast desert. Number 7 shines like a lantern in this darkness, reminding us that the greatest treasures are not found in the marketplace, but in the silent chambers of the heart. The Buddha once said, "There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path." And so the energy of 7 whispers to us, do not seek to possess, seek to awaken. Do not cling to wealth in coins, for insight is the only gold that endures beyond lifetimes. Nostradamus himself often spoke of truths veiled in riddles, prophecies hidden within symbols that only the patient could unlock. Baba Vanga, with her inner vision, revealed that not all are meant to see, but those who quiet the world within will one day glimpse the sacred blueprint of destiny. Number 7 is the keeper of these mysteries. It opens the gate, not with force, but with surrender, for wisdom comes to those who bow in humility, not to those who demand answers with pride. This number also reminds us of solitude, for the seeker often walks alone. Yet in this solitude is not emptiness, but fullness, a fullness born of connection to the great universal mind. The silence of meditation becomes a universe in itself, and the stars no longer seem distant, for the seeker realizes they were always shining within. So, when the vibration of 7 touches your life, it is not merely a sign of luck, but a calling to turn inward, to embrace stillness, to drink from the eternal well of wisdom. For with 7, insight becomes light, and light becomes power. Reflect now, dear seeker. If the universe placed a lantern of wisdom in your hand, would you have the courage to follow it, even if it led you through darkness first? Number 4, the foundation of destiny. Number 4 is the silent architect of the universe, the hidden order beneath the chaos, the stable ground upon which empires rise and fall. It is the number of earth, of sacred geometry, of the 4 directions that orient our journey through existence. In Buddhist thought, it echoes the 4 noble truths, the eternal teachings that form the cornerstone of awakening. Just as a great temple cannot stand without its foundation, so too does the soul require the discipline and balance of number 4 to fulfill its destiny. This is the number of patience, of commitment, of quiet power that endures long after the storm has passed. The Buddha once said, "A jug fills drop by drop," and this is the spirit of number 4, steady, deliberate, never rushed, yet always moving toward completion. In a world where many seek quick riches and sudden fortune, number 4 reminds us that the greatest treasures are revealed through persistence, responsibility, and faith in the process. It is the vibration that transforms dreams into reality, clouds into stone, and fragile intentions into unshakable destinies. To align with number 4 is to understand that your every action, no matter how small, is a brick placed in the temple of your future. Throughout history, seers and mystics have recognized this truth. Nostradamus foresaw kingdoms built on order and discipline that lasted centuries, while those built on desire and arrogance crumbled swiftly. Baba Vanga, too, warned humanity that chaos comes not from outside forces, but from within, from lives lacking foundation and order. Both voices echo the teaching of number 4. Without grounding, even the most dazzling visions are like houses built on sand, but with discipline and truth, even humble beginnings can grow into monuments that outlive their creators. In numerology, 4 is also the builder's number, the craftsman's energy, the farmer's patience, the monk's daily devotion. It is the rhythm of the seasons, the cycle of effort and reward, the unspoken law that everything lasting must be earned. When you hold to the energy of 4, you are not swayed by every wind of chance. You are rooted firm, unmoving, like a tree whose roots sink deep into the soil. And just as a tree endures countless storms and still stands tall, so too will your destiny endure when grounded in the strength of this number. But 4 is not without challenge. It tests us with routine, with repetition, with the discipline of walking the same path, day after day, when others abandon it in search of quicker rewards. It asks us, can you remain faithful to your vision when the results are still unseen? Can you honor the slow unfolding of destiny with trust, even when others doubt you? For in truth, number 4 is not only a builder of external structures, but of inner fortitude. It does not just raise walls and pillars, it shapes character, patience, and the kind of spirit that cannot be broken. Now, as this number steps into your life, it asks a question older than time itself. Are you building your destiny upon shifting sands or upon stones that will outlast the ages? When the storms of uncertainty arrive, will your house stand unshaken, or will it collapse into dust? Number 4 whispers that the choice is yours, to wander endlessly on fragile ground, or to create a life rooted in discipline, truth, and enduring strength. So tell me, dear seeker, upon what foundation are you building your life today? Number 9, completion and soul embodiment. The sacred number 9 arrives as the whisper of endings and the dawn of new beginnings, a number that carries the energy of completion and the promise of transformation. In the ancient art of numerology, 9 is revered as the vibration of compassion, wisdom, and the soul's maturity. It is the closing note in the great symphony of numbers, and yet within its silence lies the seed of a new melody waiting to be born. Just as the lotus emerges pure and radiant from the murky depths, so too does 9 remind us that true elevation comes only after release. The Buddha's teaching of impermanence echoes here. All things rise, all things pass, and in their passing, the eternal is revealed. To walk with the number 9 is to walk with the truth that endings are not to be feared, but embraced as gateways. Nostradamus, in his cryptic verses, spoke of cycles that collapsed only to give way to golden ages beyond the horizon. Baba Vanga, with her luminous foresight, often reminded humanity that what appears as loss is, in truth, only the shedding of old skins. Number 9 asks us to recognize this hidden wisdom, that the crumbling of one chapter is nothing more than the preparation for another, richer and more aligned with the soul's higher path. But the wisdom of 9 is not only about release, it is about compassion. To live in the vibration of 9 is to hold the world in your heart, to see your struggles not as chains, but as lessons that connect you to the struggles of all beings. Just as the Bodhisattva vows to carry the burdens of others, 9 is the number of service, of empathy, of recognizing that we rise higher, not by clinging to self, but by uplifting others. It is the number of the old soul, the one who has walked many paths and now seeks not personal gain but universal healing. The Buddha taught, as rain falls equally on the just and the unjust, let your heart be impartial. This teaching breathes within 9, for to embody its essence is to rise above judgment, above grasping, and above the illusions of permanence. It is to surrender the ego's tight grip and allow the flow of life to move freely through you. The power of 9 is not in holding, but in releasing, not in keeping, but in giving, not in resisting, but in flowing. And yet, 9 does not come lightly. It challenges us. It asks, what are you clinging to that weighs down your spirit? What doors remain closed because you are afraid to let go of the keys that no longer fit? Like the setting sun that makes way for the moon, 9 teaches us that endings are sacred, for they prepare the way for illumination. The gift of 9 is the courage to say farewell with grace, and to trust that every ending is, in truth, a silent beginning. So when the sacred 9 stands before you, know that you are being called to embody your soul's deepest truth. You are asked to close what must be closed, to forgive what must be forgiven, and to love what must be loved, even as it passes from your hands. For in that act of surrender, you do not lose, you transcend. Tell me, dear seeker, what weight are you ready to release so that your soul may finally rise unburdened into its full light? Number 18, Karma's Path. The vibration of 18 is both ancient and eternal, carrying within it the intertwined threads of destiny, karma, and renewal. It is not a number to be taken lightly, for within its 2 digits lies a profound truth. The one stands tall as the spark of creation, the force of leadership, the beginning of all journeys. The 8 curves endlessly, the symbol of infinity, the great wheel of karma that turns without pause, binding every action to its echo. Together, they form a sacred teaching. Every choice is a seed, every deed a footprint that shapes the road ahead. In Buddhism, karma is not punishment nor reward, but the natural unfolding of cause and effect. The Dhammapada whispers, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. Number 18 comes to remind us that life is a mirror reflecting back what we have offered to the world. If our thoughts have been rooted in greed, anger, or ignorance, the fruits of suffering will bloom. But if we plant seeds of compassion, wisdom, and generosity, then blessings will arise as surely as dawn follows the night. Nostradamus, in his cryptic visions, often spoke of cycles repeating until humanity awakens to its higher wisdom. He warned that history will echo again and again until the lesson is fully learned. Baba Vanga, too, revealed that much of what we call fate is not imposed upon us by unseen powers, but woven by our own actions, choices, and desires. Number 18, therefore, is not a curse, but an invitation to step out of the cycle of unconscious living and to consciously plant the seeds of a brighter tomorrow. Like the farmer who knows that every harvest springs from yesterday's labor, 18 teaches patience, responsibility, and foresight. It asks us to pause and reflect. What are we giving to the soil of our lives? Do we water it with kindness or poison it with neglect? The Buddha taught that if you want to know your past, look at your present. If you want to know your future, look at your present. Thus the truth is simple. Today is the harvest of yesterday, and tomorrow will be the fruit of today. The sacred energy of 18 is a mirror held before your soul. What you see in it may not always be what you desire, but it is always what you have created. Yet the mirror is not fixed. It can be polished, transformed, and reshaped. In its reflection lies a question of profound power. Will you continue repeating the patterns of the past, or will you awaken and begin sowing seeds of compassion, love, and wisdom for the destiny you long to live? So I ask you now, when you gaze into the mirror of 18, what do you see in your own life, and what seeds are you ready to plant for the future? Bonus number 77. Divine Insight. There are moments in life when the universe does not simply whisper, but sings in sacred harmony. And one of those moments is when the number 77 appears before you. Unlike ordinary numbers, this is not a passing sign but a double seal of the divine, a mirrored vibration of the seeker's path, multiplied. In numerology, 7 alone is the seeker of truth, the number of wisdom, contemplation, and the eternal quest for spiritual light. But when doubled as 77, it is no longer a simple seeker. It becomes the enlightened master, a soul in resonance with higher laws. It is the stairway between the human and the divine, a sacred portal to a wisdom beyond books, beyond speech, beyond time itself. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts we make the world." Number 77 takes this truth and reflects it back with brilliance, urging us to realize that our inner vision is not illusion, but creation in motion. When you dream, you are not merely imagining, you are weaving threads of possibility into the fabric of destiny. When you meditate, you are not escaping the world, but aligning your being with the eternal current that flows beneath all appearances. The presence of 77 reminds us that life is not only matter, it is vibration, frequency, and light. Even the great seers could not ignore the energy of such a number. Nostradamus, hinted that those who attune themselves to divine signs will read the heavens as though they were scriptures written in fire. Baba Vanga foretold that visions and revelations would be given to those who trust their inner voice, even when the world doubts them. Both pointed to a truth that Buddhists have carried for centuries. The answers are never truly out there. They are within, waiting to be remembered. And 77 is the number that unlocks that inner remembering. This number is not an accident, nor is it coincidence. It is synchronicity in its purest form. When 77 finds you, it is a call to awaken the third eye, to trust the dream that returns again and again, to open the ears of the heart and listen to the whisper within. It is the universe saying, "You are ready. The veil is thinner now. Walk forward with courage." The 77 is not only a mirror, but a doorway, and behind that doorway lies the wisdom of lifetimes, waiting to be claimed. So pause for a moment and reflect. Have you been ignoring the signs the universe has been placing gently before your path? Have you dismissed your intuition as mere imagination, or your recurring dream as chance? Or is it time now to step into the sacred truth that you are a co-creator with the divine? Number 77 asks you to decide. Will you trust the voice of your intuition, the voice of the soul that 77 awakens, or will you silence it with doubt, leaving the doorway to divine insight unopened? And so, beloved seekers, as we stand at the threshold of this moment, the 6 sacred numbers, 21, 7, 4, 9, 18, and 44, rise before us like constellations scattered across the infinite sky, each one a lantern of destiny, each one carrying its own silent teaching. They do not come to us as mere digits upon a page, but as vibrations alive with memory, prophecy, and truth. They are the whispers of eternity that remind us that life itself is a sacred text, written not in ink, but in energy, in cycles, in the unseen rhythm of the cosmos. And above them all, the divine bonus 77 glows like a hidden star, a compass not pointing outward but inward, toward the kingdom of the soul. For 77 is the seeker's code, the gateway of insight that asks us not to search in the noise of the world, but in the quiet temple of our own being. It is here, in silence, that the divine speaks. It is here that the words of the Buddha echo. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Nostradamus foresaw that humanity would awaken through signs hidden in plain sight, while Baba Vanga revealed that destiny's greatest gift is intuition, the inner voice that guides when all else is dark. These numbers are not predictions alone, they are invitations. They are the seeds of transformation waiting for the soil of your awareness. They come as teachers, as companions, as doorways through which your soul may pass into deeper knowing. On old Buddhist philosophy, we do not simply study numbers, we walk with them, breathe with them, allow them to shape our understanding of life's mysterious design. Each number is a mirror, showing us our karma, our destiny, our hidden life. Together, they form a path, from creation to compassion, from endurance to release, from karma to divine wisdom. They ask us not only who we are, but who we are becoming. So I ask you, beloved seeker of truth, which of these numbers has spoken most deeply to the chambers of your heart today? Was it the call of 21, with its promise of new beginnings? The sacred 7, with its seeker's light? The solid 4, with its foundation of truth? The compassionate 9, with its cycle of completion? The karmic mirror of 18, or the masterful strength of 44? Or perhaps it was the bonus 77, that rare doorway to divine insight. Share your reflections in the comments below, for in your words lies not only your journey, but the journey of many who read them. Remember, the universe is always speaking, always sending signs, always guiding. But it is only the awakened, the mindful, the listening heart that will understand.